Welcome to our Day Off podcast, the PRI edition. We have Doug Bigelow here, and
awesome.
You come with high regard. My friend, Mr. Dave Cole, walked you over here and gave me your business card and said, man, you got to have this guy on. US OHV Alliance, dude. How about you tell us about it a little bit?
You bet, man. As a guy that's been around this industry for a really long time, I recognized here recently that we needed a place to have a unified message for not just the Jeep crowd, not just for the UTV crowd or the dirt bike crowd, but for everybody that's out in the dirt. We want to make sure that not only new people, but existing folks, OHV users, are good stewards of the ground and good stewards of the trails, doing the right things. We want to make sure that we educate people in the proper ways to be off-road, how responsible. And we're doing it with a simple message. And it's literally wheel right, be responsible. And it doesn't matter if you're a dirt bike rider. It doesn't matter if you're a Jeep guy or Bronco guy or buggy guy, or rock crawler guy, or a side-by-side folks. Like, we're all in this together, and we need to make sure that we're acting accordingly. And even more importantly, coming together to make sure that we have these grounds. My goal is to make sure that this next generation of kids, like the kids over here that are playing in the dirt right now, have the same trails that we're wheeling on right now. And if we do that, I think not only as a community, but also as an industry, we're going to be in really good shape for a long time.
Yeah, that's excellent to hear you say that, because I'm off camera. You and I were talking a little bit, and I mentioned that Dave Cole was on, and we touched on that. And I actually brought it up, something that even Bailey said the other day when he was on, and it's very important to me to be safe. And I say that from a guy who's been injured quite a bit, right. Racing injuries and screwing around injuries that were self-inflicted. It happens. But that said, I want everyone who's coming out to Hammers or even just wheeling at your local off-road parks, wear your helmets, wear your seatbelts, please, Lord. And then also another huge one that we're talking about again was pick up your junk. Yeah. Like, it's that simple. Like, no one wants to go around after King of the Hammers is over for days and pick up all the trash.
Without a doubt. I mean,
and not only that, it's like you said, if we keep doing that, we're going to lose that spot. Every bit of it. And I know Moab, I know Utah's cracking down on it quite a bit. Yep. They've closed a lot of trails there. Yep. And it's really sad to see, but you know, their hands are tied a lot of the times. You know, it's like, you guys are abusing this. You're not staying on the trails. Yep. You're not taking your trash out with you. You're not packing out what you packed in. Every bit. And you're literally ruining it for yourself. Every bit. For no reason. And I know the side-by-sides have kind of really taken over the industry. I have. Which is a great thing and a bad thing at the same time. Yep. A great thing because it's really accelerated the industry. Yep. It's really kept it alive, honestly, in that weird time where things were kind of odd in the off-road industry. It was the only source of income for most of the off-road parks. It is. Side-by-sides. Yeah, and if you look at it, I mean, side-by-sides right now, the data and the analytics from it, 27% of new sales right now are strictly attributed to the UTV market. So when you look at new user groups, I mean, you look at it back in the day, people used to save up, and hey, well, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to buy a dirt bike or an ATV or something like that. You can actually go in and finance that UTV. And many user groups, hey, I'm a young guy, I'm going in there, I see all my friends are out here doing this, I want to do this too, and I can go and get a high-end UTV for a $250, $300 a month payment, and probably doing that before I go and buy my first car. And do they know the proper ways to be able to do things? Do they know what it looks like to be a good steward out on the trail, take care of the trails, don't litter on the trails, to be safe, how to properly winch? Hey, I got to wear my helmet at the same time before I could do that crazy bomb of a jump over that rise. Man, maybe I might want to go look and see what's on the other side of that right now. And, I think of that all the time. I've lost 3 friends in this game over the last 30 years doing this, didn't have helmets on, didn't have seatbelts on. And I don't want to move and lose. That was pretty we got a bird in here. We got a bird in here. There's a bird right next to you, dude.
Literally. That brought me to life. I'm usually welcome to fun. I don't really get at a loss for words, but when this bird's coming to hang out,
hilarious.
That's nuts.
Anyway,
I really want to make sure that people are safe. And 2008 was my very first year at the King of the Hammers. This will be 20 years for me of not either attending and or racing the event. And every year we see it, man. There's more trash. There's more people not being safe. And we've been very fortunate and very lucky. For the most part, we haven't had anything terribly catastrophic. I was the guy that saw the dude's hand last year that blew it off with it. Like, hey, dude, if you're going to blow your hand off, at least pick it up and throw it away if you can do that for us. We've partnered with the Sons of Smokey out there, and they're a great group that is going to absolutely dominate that event to make sure that trash is cleaned up in certain areas and picked up trash. And speaking with their upper leadership, it's going to be a phenomenal event for them. And I just want to communicate the message through our organization of, let's do things the right way. Let's be responsible. Let's be safe. Let's wheel right while we're out there. Obviously, let's have as much fun as we can, but let's be good stewards of the land, and let's take care of what's going on out there so we got it for generations to come.
I love the message. I really do. I'd love to be a part of it. I'd love to help you push the message, whatever I can do to help.
Thank you.
Dave has officially / unofficially made us the podcast of King of the Hammers.
I love it.
I think we're going to be up on stage this year.
Hell yeah,
doing
man.
some podcasting from the stage. So we'll definitely get back together at Hammers and talk about it. I'm not getting off this by any means, but I just wanted to tell you that. And
we will be there with a booth. We've committed to having a booth.
Perfect. I want to come by
really
check it out.
Obviously we're keeping this very simple with membership and making sure that people not only understand who we are, but can get behind the message at the same time. And it's for everybody. If we're all dirt cousins and we're all out there in the dirt and we're chewing the same trail dust, man, we got a message that I think you guys should hear and benefit from at the same time.
For sure. I really love it. And so what do you guys think is the next step to help keep that out? Like, I know we can sit here and talk about it till we're blue in the face.
Oh, totally.
So what can people do to actually take action?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it helps us get to events. Become a member. Okay. You know what? Become a member. Get involved. Even if you're not with us, there's so many different organizations that are out there. Obviously, selfishly and wanting to be the best organization that we can be, please come and help support the US OHV Alliance. There are so many different organizations that are out there. I think many of them have great messages but become involved. That's the biggest thing. That's the difference between, making a difference and not making a difference. A lot of people talk a good talk. Oh, we need to do this. We need to do that. Well, how many people actually show up and help clean up the trails? How many people actually, when push comes to shove, put their boots on, put their gloves on, and let's go out and let's clean this up. Let's put buck and rail fencing together. I got money from agreements, and sometimes it's difficult to be able to pull 100 people together to be able to do it. I would much rather have too much help than not enough help. But even more aside from that, first I would say get involved, become a volunteer, come out and help these organizations take care of the trail. But I think probably the most important thing that people can do is just be aware and be responsible. And, a lot of us have talked about this. It takes a village to make sure that things are taken care of. And, I don't want anybody to ever get in trouble. I don't want anybody to ever be that guy that creates a confrontation on a trail, but we all see it. We see people dropping beer cans, trail sodas, not doing the right things, not being safe. Just say something. It doesn't have to be in a confrontational way. It doesn't have to be in a difficult way. But if you see somebody bombing through a creek, hey man, this is why we don't do that. This is why it hurts downstream. This is what the repercussions of that could look like. So I think just being aware and being responsible of what good looks like. And I'm just going to be honest with you. And I had this conversation recently with a couple of very large OEM manufacturers. Many people don't know. And I truthfully believe people don't do things the wrong way. They don't want to do things the wrong way. They want to do things the right way, but they don't know any better. So they see somebody cranking a donut on TV and advertisement, but hey, let me go and do that at the same time. Well, there's a time and place to be able to do that. You're doing it in the bare desert ground, probably a whole lot simpler to do than if you're going in that, pristine meadow in the middle of nowhere that's got natural habitats all over the place. Same thing with creeks, same things with, any system that we have that's out there. people just need to become more aware and educated of what that looks like. And then once they do that, become, somebody that can be a point of emphasis for people. And again, just having that conversation, being aware, I think is probably the biggest thing that we need right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Do you think that having the big manufacturers get more involved is going to be like the next step? Like
I truly do. I've had that conversation with 2 of the 3 auto manufacturers over the last years, and they recognize it, because here's the thing. If we get Johnson Valley shut down, if Moab shut down, if, many of the great trails that we have in the Southeast are shut down, where are people going to go and take that $100,000 Jeep? Where are they going to take that $100,000 Bronco or that super awesome Chevy? They're not going to take. So if we don't have miles of trails, you're not going to have smiles on people's faces. And fact of the matter is, it's going to suffer on, it's kind of akin to how NASCAR was. If they won on Sunday, or they're buying on Monday. Well, if we don't have anywhere to be able to use those products whatsoever, by all means, people aren't going to sell them. And it starts directly from the big 3, and it trickles down to every manufacturer and retailer from there.
Yeah, I see this really being impacted from the side-by-side manufacturer.
Without a doubt.
Because these people, like you said earlier, you kind of touched on, these people can go buy a side-by-side from their local dealer and finance it and hit the trail. Yeah. Literally that day if they wanted. Badlands Off-Road Park in Indiana is a great example. He's a Can-Am dealer. He's on site. So if you wanted to go to Badlands with a truck, you could literally pull in there with a truck, go in, buy your side-by-side, buy a trailer, wheel that day, and take it home with you,
and learn how to do it the right way.
Exactly. So if we could get the Can-Ams and the Polarises of the world, and I know there's more. There's Yamaha, Honda, all of it. You name it. Get those involved with this. Cleanup effort, basically. Ride smart,
education. Wheel right.
That's going to be good.
It's very simple, and that is very impactful. And that segment of the market, the UTV market, such highly thought after and sought after. I love Kyle Knopf to death. He is a very large supporter of the US OHV Alliance, and I've known Kyle for the better part of the last darn near 30 years now. So I know Kyle does things right at the Badlands. I know what he's all about. I know he's putting people out there that are being safe and doing things the right way. And you're right. The more, and I look at this as a pyramid, if from the top down, if we get buy-in, we get support, not only from the car manufacturers, but from the UTV manufacturers, all the way down through, the message is going to be well received. And the more people that we can communicate with, the more people that we can reach out to, the better the next generation is. And, had this conversation with Dave Cole, had it with many people that are supporting us right now. And they're like, hey, what's your end goal with all this? I was like, hey, I want to make sure that everybody that's in our sphere is going out is not only being safe, but also educated at the same time. The second part of it is make sure that the next generation of wheelers, they got an incredible place to be able to go and wheel. I've seen some of the most incredible sights in my life wheeling all over this country, from California to West Virginia to the Northeast to Florida, all the way up through the Northwest. And in fact, the matter is, I probably wouldn't have been able to get there if I didn't have some type of off-road vehicle to be able to go. And there's such incredible sights to see. There's such incredible people to be able to meet in what we're doing. I think I want to emphasize the people part of this. And it's a great way of life. It's a great community. And if we really need to protect that as good stewards on the ground, good stewards of what we're trying to be all about and the lifestyle that we like to live, we need to be involved with it. We need to make sure that we protect this for the next generation. So your kids, my kids, and then that kid's down. I hope one day, 200 years from now, they're like, man, that Doug Bigelow guy was a crazy dude, but you know what? He helped save Johnson Valley back in the day. He helped save all of these trails that we were out there back in the day. And that's my legacy. I hope that's the case.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better, sir. It's absolutely fantastic. And that's what I'm about. That's what I want to help do and join you in that fight.
Love it,
as far as like keeping it for the next generation. That's important to me because I have daughters and a son that are coming up, and they're in it. They're in it just like I was, and I plan on presenting it to them just like my father did to me.
It's a great way of life, man.
It really is. The friendships we've made in this, I talk about it with everybody. The reason I'm here doing this is because it's my friend group.
Right.
I'm a racer, sure.
Yeah.
Have been my whole life, but as I get older, I'm like thinking, okay, getting older, my body can't exactly do everything.
Can't absorb all those big hits anymore.
So how do I do what I love and stay involved and help somehow? And this is it. If I can do it and help my voice get heard and help your voice get heard, dude, I'm doing it.
I love it, man. And that's impressive. It's incredible. And we need more people like you, like me, that are out there communicating in the same way and being involved. And that's what it's going to take. And, I really look at it. I've been very fortunate over the years through my racing career, people that I've met. I met the Walker Evans of the world. We met the Ivan Stewarts of the world. We've met all these incredible people, and we've had these incredible land use warriors that have been the Dale Albrights of the world, the folks that have been in this battle for such a long time. And I look at it, well, who's stepping up? Whose turn is it? Well, you know what? There's a great saying, and say, if not then send me, and I'm good. Like this is what I want to do. Like, send me. I want to be involved in this. It's our time to be able to step up and actually be involved and take the reins and lead now. And I had that conversation with Dave recently. He said, we are finally in a good spot where we have certain people at certain key positions within the off-road sphere right now that we can truly and honestly get a lot of things done. And it's true. And if you look back and you look at it, I think the next 30 years of off-road and OHV is going to possibly be the greatest times that we've seen. And I hope it's going to be measured 100 years from now. And frankly, we won't be around to see it, but our kids and everybody else will be. And I think it's going to be a really cool, and it's going to be a golden age of off-road right now.
I couldn't agree more. And we touched on it earlier too. Like, I feel like there was like a little bit of a lull there, but I feel like we're just we're on such an uphill ride right now. Like, everything seems good.
It is.
Everybody feels like, I feel like everybody's getting together.
There's a lot of positive momentum.
There's a lot of positive momentum, and it feels super good to be a part of it. Honestly, like that, I just every day that I can do this with my friends and all my family, and be able to come here and make new friends like yourself, and learn new stories, and especially put out the word of like, be safe and let's protect this for the future.
That's right.
If we can do that, dude, what a great deal. What a great deal.
And it is. And I have met some of the best friends that I have in life, and thank goodness they're all over the country, because if we lived anywhere close together, I probably would have been divorced a long time ago. Thank God the Shannon Campbell lives in Phoenix or over in Arizona, and Charlie Melchner lives in New York and lives nowhere close to anywhere. And it's just, I've met some of the best people in the world doing this. I've had some of the greatest times in my life doing this, and the majority of my life has revolved around off-road and racing and King of the Hammers, rock crawling and side-by-side racing. And it's such a great way of life. It's wholesome at the end of the day. My kids have been involved with it. They got little dirt cousins everywhere we go when we turn around. Yeah. And, I can't say I've had some bad days racing, but a bad day racing is a better day than working in many days. And you know what? Even the worst days that I've had, they've been exceptional, and they've been great, and they've taught me life lessons. And at the end of the day, man, that's what life's all about. Like what are you going to take from this? I'm going to take that. I know a lot of really cool people. I've seen a lot of really cool things, and I've been a part of really epic experiences, and I want to cherish that and make sure that this next generation of OHV users has the same type of experiences as well.
So awesome. So awesome. So you've touched on it a few times, and you've said like my racing career, and I know we talked about it off camera, but tell us about the King of the Hammers and how you're involved there.
Yeah. So, this is going back a ways. So 2007, there's this little blurb came out on Pirate 4x4 for those that are familiar with old Pirate. And, many of us old school rock crawlers were the guys that wanted to come and try King of the Hammers for the first time. Well, David just kind of put this thing out there, and, I'm from the East Coast, so we're going all the way to Southern California. It's like 200 miles round trip to get there. And I couldn't make it happen that the first year in 2007. So I actually would have been like the 13th guy. I would have been the OG 13, but the next year it was by invitation only, and obviously invited. We still had to make it happen, and came out, and we I think that we were third or fourth that year. Shannon started right behind us, and Shannon passed me in like the first mile. I was like, shit, I guess we're not going to win now. We might as well just go and have a lot of fun. But I had a blast, man. It was so much fun. The camaraderie of all the guys and the teams, it was just like kind of old school rock crawling in the past, but with a different flavor. Now we're going fast, and we all hung out, and a big part of that was, first event, everybody was just so excited and seeing who the hell is actually going to finish. So like, now it's like everybody hangs out at the finish line. Well, that's what we've been doing for 20 years now. And we didn't realize it at the time. But hanging out and having a beer at the finish line and waiting for your friends, like, we didn't think that was going to become a thing. And well, guess what? It is now. And the next day, everybody's kind of rolling the eye boogies out of their eyes and kicking the campfire back together and having that conversation with Dave. I said, Dave, dude, and we can do this out east. Like, we're in off-road parks, but dude, we can totally do. He's like, I don't know. Well, his family's from the Philadelphia region. I live not too terribly far from there. There's a couple off-road parks in the area. And he was like, I'm coming back for Christmas. You think we can like go check it out at maybe like Roush Creek or something like that? It's totally. I bought Bob Hazel's old Hellcat Jeep from a million years ago. I was like, yeah, we'll take that up there. We rode around 10 minutes. He's like, dude, we can totally do that. I said, I told you. Like, let's have a racing series. Let's do this. And that kind of spawned the whole entire Ultra 4 series. And it's been exceptional. I've thoroughly enjoyed racing. My wife did it for a while as well. And, as we ended up, kids and moving in that port and sports and kids getting ready to go off to college, it kind of had to put the racing on the back burner, but we always stayed involved with it and communicate with Dave darn near almost every other week and have a really good conversation relationship with him. That's, special. And he realizes, we're in this together and, we have incredible opportunity, not only through motorsports, but, and he'll tell you this, it's always been saving ground. He started the race to save Johnson Valley, and we're, I think, in a really good spot right now with making sure Johnson Valley is going to be here for the rest of our lives. I think it's always going to be under attack, and we're always going to have obstacles to overcome, not only from the government, but other special interest groups. But we had a really big fight across the whole entire United States to make sure that we do things the right way. We do things and we make sure that all of this public ground, even the private ground, all of these trail systems are well represented and well taken care of. And Dave will recognize that if we can communicate a message through the King of the Hammers and the racing that we do, that's what it's all about. And some days it's about the money at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, it's like, what do you want our legacy to be? I want our legacy to be that we have all of this ground in the United States to continue to wheel on, and it's going to be that way for a long time.
Yeah. That's great stuff. What does it look like as far as, your brand? Like, how can people, I know you told us how to get it, like to get involved. Yep. What can they do? Like, where can they go? Yeah,
no doubt. So you can actually go to usohv.com, list everything that we're all about, who we're working with right now. You catch QR code online. So on IG, or if you're on Facebook, you'll be able to scan right to that. It'll take you right to our membership page. It'll show you all the different levels of sponsoring. If you're, if you're listening to this and you're a company and you want to be involved with our message, by all means, we can sit down. You're dealing with me, myself, and I right now. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, I can sit down, have a conversation with you, and we can talk and outline what that looks like, just like the other companies that are working with us now. So there's a multitude of different ways you can get us on our social medias. You can catch us on website, and by all means, if you're in the industry, shoot me an email, doug@usohv.com, and we can sit down and find a time to meet.
Love it, Doug. I'm really excited about the future of off-road. I'm really excited about the future of US OHV. I can't wait to get together and do some wheeling.
Bro, I'm all about it. Like, we can go to Indiana next week. We can go to California. If I'm not
warm, please.
Well, bro, I'm with you, man. This time of the year, especially in Indiana and West Virginia, it's kind of brutal, but I've always been along the lines of like, hey, if we can make it to the winter solstice and we can get to December 22nd, December 23rd, every day starts getting brighter from there. And if we can just make it to King of the Hammers, or I can make it to the beginning of February, then we can get some warmth and back in our body and things will be better. But dude, side by side, I haven't been on a dirt bike in about 1,000 years, and as old as I am now, I don't think the bones don't heal quickly as they would like to, but we're out on our side by side every day. I love West Virginia for the fact that I don't have to take my Jeep or my Escalade or, one of the Cadillacs and go somewhere. I can jump on my side-by-side and ride right down the road. I moved from Maryland right over the West Virginia line to take advantage of that and continue to live the dirt lifestyle. And I love it. I absolutely love that. So, bro, when you're ready to go wheeling, I'm ready to go wheeling. And we can do that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you very much.
Anytime, man.
You already told everybody where to find you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And if nothing else, I'll see you out at Hammers.
Damn right. We'll be there. Can't wait and hang out around the campfire.
Let's do it. Thanks, everybody. It's our Day Off Podcast.